Hi, welcome to Short Run Pro's video series on various manufacturing topics. I'm Arthur Toll, and today I'm going to talk to you about countersinking, which is a process that we do very often, and it's a really common process, but I thought I'd talk to you about it a little bit. Countersinking is primarily used is to allow a screw head to go down below the metal so that there's no screw head popping up above the metal, so you can get a flat surface. This is what a countersinking might look like on a simple part. If you're looking at something like this in your drawings for approval, this is what a countersink looks like. You're going to have a circle with a larger circle around it, and it's going to have numbers like this. So you get the diameter signal, so that's that, bam, diameter, 0.26. That means it's got a through diameter of 0.26. So this hole right here is just a little bit oversized, probably to allow a 1/4-inch screw. And then it's going to say countersink to 0.51 inches. That gives this dimension right here. So the outer circle is going to be about 0.51 inches for this particular example. So that's how you read countersinking on a print. Countersinking is very simple to actually perform. What we do is we start off with a part that's that got a hole in it. We'll draw a little part for you here. So there's your part. There's your hole, like that. And you take a countersinking bit, and you just run that, put that down in there, and these edges will shave, kind of shave that edge off down like that. So you have a larger outer ring. So that's how countersinking is performed. Like I said, it's a simple process. Here's a couple of examples that we use. This is a Liberty countertop plate that we sell on Federal Brace, which is www.federalbrace.com. So this is a countertop support bracket. As you can see, it's got some countersinking there, and in this instance, that is to allow flathead screws to sit flush with the material, so the granite can sit right on top, and you don't have a little gap there from the granite sitting on top of the screw head. Here's another example of countersinking that is very, very pretty. It's a very nicely finished part, and you can just see how the holes there have been countersunk to allow the screw heads to fit flush down in there. Very simple, like I said, just use the die, drill out a countersink, or use the bit and drill out a countersink. A very, very similar process is beveling, which is actually much more complicated. Well, not necessarily complicated, but more difficult unless you have very specialized tooling for it. And that would be if you were looking at a print. Instead of a countersunk hole, if you had a slot that you wanted to countersink. Some people think that's called countersinking. It's not. It's actually called beveling. And that's more difficult because there's no simple bit to just hit that part. You'd have to shave off this side and then shave off each of these sides and then shave off this side. And it's actually very labor intensive if you don't have very specialized tooling for that. So if you're designing your part and you've got an idea, hey, I want a slot here and I want it recessed, beveled down, if you can get away, if your design can get away with changing that to a hole or maybe 2 holes, so you could do 2 countersunk holes like that instead of 1 beveled hole or 1 beveled slot. That would be much cheaper, much easier to produce. Going to save you a lot of money if you can get away with doing that. Oh, I lost my eraser there. So that's a little bit about countersinking. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment in the comments section. We'll be happy to answer your questions as best we can. Thanks for joining me in this video, and I hope to see you next time.